Life is a battlefield, and the greatest warriors don't win with brute force alone. They win with an unbreakable mind. You see, the difference between those who succeed and those who crumble isn't talent, isn't luck. It's their ability to train their mind to fight, to endure, to dominate. Your mind is your greatest weapon, but most people treat it like an old rusted sword, dull, weak, and fragile. They let fear control them. They let doubt paralyze them. They listen to the noise of the world instead of commanding their own destiny. But a warrior, a true warrior, understands that their mind is their fortress, and every single day they train it, they sharpen it, they build it to be unstoppable. Most people want success, but they don't want to go through the fire to earn it. They quit when things get tough. They tap out the moment life pushes back. But let me tell you something. Pain is your training ground. Every moment of struggle, every failure, every setback, it's all shaping you. The weak break under pressure, but warriors thrive in it. They know that hardship isn't there to stop them. It's there to forge them into something stronger. And the biggest battle, it's not against the world. It's not against competition. It's against yourself. That voice in your head that whispers you're not good enough. That fear that tells you to stay in your comfort zone. That doubt that makes you hesitate when you should be attacking. The greatest warriors in history mastered one thing above all, their inner world. Because if you can control your mind, if you can silence fear, if you can command your emotions instead of being ruled by them, nothing can stop you. But here's the secret. Warriors don't just think differently, they act differently. The mind becomes strong through action, through repetition, through relentless discipline. Success isn't about motivation, it's about commitment. It's about waking up every day and doing what needs to be done whether you feel like it or not. Warriors don't wait for the perfect moment, they create it. They don't hope for success, they demand it. So I ask you, are you ready to train your mind like a warrior? Are you ready to break free from excuses, from fear, from hesitation? Because once you do, once you commit to this path, nothing in this world will be able to stop you. A warrior walks into battle prepared, not just physically, but mentally. Their sword is sharp, their stance firm, their focus unshakable, because they know that a dull blade can be deadly, not to their enemies, but to themselves. But let me tell you something even more powerful. The sharpest weapon a warrior carries is not the sword in their hand, but the mind that wields it. Your mind is your greatest weapon, and the way you train it determines the battles you win in life. Some people go through life unaware of this power, letting their thoughts wander aimlessly, reacting to the world instead of controlling their destiny. They allow fear, doubt, and hesitation to dull their edge. And when life throws a challenge their way, they crumble. But not you, not anymore. Think about the greatest warriors in history. They weren't just physically strong, they were mentally unstoppable. They had the discipline to train every day, the focus to lock in on their mission, and the resilience to stand tall even when everything seemed to be against them. That's what separates the strong from the weak, the ability to sharpen the mind, to condition it to make it so powerful that nothing, not fear, not failure, not pain, can break it. There's a story of a young samurai who trained under a legendary master. The samurai was eager to learn, impatient for greatness, always looking for shortcuts. He wanted to be the strongest fighter, the quickest, the deadliest. One day he approached the master and asked, "How long will it take me to become a great warrior?" The master looked at him and replied, 10 years. The samurai frowned. "That's too long. What if I train twice as hard? What if I put in double the effort, double the hours?" The master smiled and said, "Then it will take 20 years. Confused and frustrated, the samurai asked, "Why? Why would it take longer if I train harder?" The master replied, "Because you are focused on the wrong thing. You are obsessed with the outcome, not the process. A warrior does not sharpen his sword only when he expects a battle. He sharpens it every day, knowing that the battle will come, whether he is ready or not." That is how you must treat your mind. You don't wait for challenges to arise before you start strengthening your mindset. You don't wait for hardship to test your resilience. You train your mind every single day through discipline, through focus, through an unshakable commitment to growth. Discipline is the foundation of a powerful mind. Most people let their emotions control them. They do what they feel like doing instead of what needs to be done. They hit snooze when they should rise. They procrastinate when they should act. They make excuses instead of making progress. But warriors move with intention. They don't rely on motivation because they know motivation fades. They rely on discipline, doing what needs to be done because no matter how they feel. Imagine a blacksmith forging a sword. The process isn't easy. The metal must be heated, hammered, bent, shaped, sharpened. It goes through intense pressure, extreme heat, and constant refining. If the blacksmith rushes, if he lacks patience or skill, the blade will be weak, fragile, useless. But if he commits to the process, if he respects the craft, that sword becomes unbreakable. Your mind is no different. Every challenge you face, every struggle you endure is shaping you. You can either let the fire destroy you or you can let it forge you into something greater, but that choice is yours alone. There will be days when doubt creeps in, when your mind tells you that you're not good enough, when the weight of the world feels too heavy to carry. That is when focus becomes your greatest tool. A warrior does not let distractions pull them away from their mission. They do not let fear steer them off course. They keep their eyes locked on the target, moving forward no matter how difficult the path. A ship without a destination is controlled by the waves. It drifts aimlessly at the mercy of the wind. But a ship with a captain who knows exactly where they are going, that ship sails through the storm, through the darkness, through the uncertainty, because its course is set. Where is your mind taking you? Are you in control of your thoughts, or are your thoughts controlling you? Most people let their past define them. They hold on to failure, on to pain, on to regret. They carry the weight of old mistakes, allowing them to dictate their future. But a warrior understands that the past is only a lesson. It does not define who you are unless you let it. Resilience is the final piece. Life will test you. It will push you to your limits, break you down, and demand to know if you have what it takes to rise again. And in those moments, you have a choice. Stay down or stand up stronger. Every setback is an opportunity. Every failure is feedback. Every challenge is a chance to prove to yourself that nothing can break a trained mind. There's an old saying, the more you sweat in training, the less you bleed in battle. Life is not easy. Success is not given. But when you train your mind like a warrior, when you sharpen your discipline, strengthen your focus, and build your resilience, you become unstoppable. The world belongs to those who are ready for battle. The question is, are you sharpening your sword or are you leaving it to rust? Pain, the one thing people fear the most. The one thing they run from, hide from, try to avoid at all costs. But what if I told you that pain is not your enemy? What if I told you that pain is the very thing that will shape you, strengthen you, and turn you into something greater than you ever imagined? Think about it. Every person who has ever achieved something extraordinary has faced immense pain. Every champion has been knocked down. Every great leader has battled through failure. Every successful person has been broken before they became unbreakable. The difference between those who rise and those who stay down is not luck, not talent, not even intelligence. It's the willingness to embrace pain as a teacher, as a tool, as fuel to build an unshakable mind. Most people see pain as a stop sign. They hit an obstacle and they give up. They fail once and they convince themselves they were never meant for success. They struggle and instead of pushing forward, they retreat. But warriors see pain differently. They don't run from it, they train with it. They use every struggle, every setback, every ounce of suffering as a stepping stone to something greater. Imagine you're in a gym lifting weights. The first few reps are easy, but then the burn starts, the muscles shake, the pain kicks in. That's where most people quit. But those who understand growth, they push through, because they know that pain is not a signal to stop. It's a signal that change is happening. That resistance, that struggle, is what forces the muscles to grow. And the same applies to your mind. Pain is not there to break you, it's there to build you. Every failure teaches you something you didn't know before. Every heartbreak reveals strength you didn't realize you had. Every setback forces you to dig deeper, to become stronger, to adapt and evolve in ways you never would have if things had been easy. There's a story of a young man who wanted to be great. He had big dreams, big ambitions, and he thought success would come quickly, but life had other plans. He faced rejection after rejection. Every door he knocked on was slammed in his face. He tried, he failed, he tried again, and failed harder. Every time he got his hopes up, they were crushed. One night, feeling completely defeated, he visited an old mentor and said, "I can't take this anymore. The pain of failing over and over is too much. Maybe I'm not meant for this. Maybe I should just give up." The mentor took him outside, handed him an axe, and pointed at a massive stone. "Start hitting it," he said. Confused but desperate, the young man swung the axe at the rock. Nothing happened. He swung again and again and again, still nothing. Hours passed, sweat poured down his face, his hands bled, and yet the stone remained unbroken. Finally, exhausted and frustrated, he dropped the axe. "It's useless," he said. The mentor smiled and said, "Pick it up and keep going." With everything he had left, the young man lifted the axe and swung one last time, and with that final blow, the stone cracked wide open. Shocked, he looked at his mentor. "Why did it break now?" The mentor replied, "It wasn't the last strike that broke it. It was every strike before it." You see, most people quit when they don't see results. They think their effort is wasted, but what they don't realize is that every hit, every struggle, every moment of pain is weakening the resistance. And those who keep going, despite the pain, are the ones who eventually break through. That's how life works. That's how success works. Most people give up when they're just one step away from a breakthrough because they don't see immediate results. But the warriors, the ones who train their minds to endure, to keep swinging, to push through pain, that's who wins. Pain is your training ground. It teaches you patience when things don't go your way. It teaches you resilience when the world says no. It teaches you strength when life knocks you down. Every struggle you face is making you tougher, smarter, and more prepared for the success that's waiting for you. Think about the most inspiring stories in history, the greatest athletes, the most successful entrepreneurs, the legends we admire. All of them faced unimaginable pain. They lost everything. They failed publicly. They were ridiculed, doubted, dismissed. But they didn't let pain define them. They let it refine them. They understood that every setback was an opportunity to come back stronger. So the next time you feel pain, the next time you fail, the next time life punches you in the face and tells you to stay down, remember this: pain is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of something greater. It's your training ground, your proving ground, your opportunity to become unbreakable. Most people will never reach their full potential, not because they lack talent, not because they lack intelligence, but because they lack the mindset to endure pain. They see struggle as a reason to quit, not as a reason to grow. But you have a choice. You can be like the masses, running from hardship, making excuses, settling for less. Or you can be the warrior who embraces the struggle, who trains with pain, who understands that every battle, every wound, every scar is part of the journey to greatness. Nothing great was ever built without struggle. No champion was ever crowned without setbacks. No legacy was ever created without pain. So don't fear it, don't avoid it, step into it, own it, let it mold you into the person you were meant to become. Because in the end, the people who rise to the top are not the ones who had it easy. They're the ones who had the strength to keep going when everything was trying to stop them. There is a battle happening every single day, a battle that no one sees, a battle that determines everything you do, everything you become, and everything you will ever achieve. It's not a fight against the world. It's not against the competition. It's a battle within your own mind. And the warriors who win this battle, they become unstoppable. Most people don't even realize they're fighting. They wake up every morning and let their emotions dictate their day. If they feel motivated, they take action. If they feel tired, they procrastinate. If fear creeps in, they hesitate. If doubt whispers, they shrink back. They go through life reacting instead of controlling, and that's why they never break through. That's why they stay stuck, watching others succeed, wondering why they can't make it happen for themselves. But the ones who master their inner world, who take control of their emotions, who silence fear and crush doubt, those are the people who create unstoppable momentum. Those are the people who achieve what others call impossible, because success doesn't start with talent or money or luck. It starts in your mind. It starts the moment you decide that no matter what, you will not let fear control you. You will not let doubt hold you back. You will not let emotions dictate your actions. There's a story of a warrior preparing for battle. He knew that the enemy was strong, that the fight ahead would be brutal. But he also knew something even more dangerous than his opponent, the war inside his own head, the whispers of fear telling him he wasn't strong enough, the doubts creeping in, making him question if he had what it took to win. So before stepping onto the battlefield, he did something most people would never think to do. He sat in silence, he closed his eyes, and he went to war, not with his enemy, but with himself. He faced his fears head on. He silenced the doubts before they could take root. He commanded his emotions instead of letting them command him. And when the time came to fight, he stepped forward with unshakable confidence because he had already won the battle within. That is the mindset of the unstoppable. The greatest war you will ever fight is the one inside your own head. If you can conquer that, nothing, no obstacle, no failure, no setback can stop you. But most people never learn to control their emotions. They let frustration turn into excuses. They let fear turn into paralysis. They let doubt become the reason they never even try. They think success belongs to those who have it easy, who never feel fear, who never doubt themselves. But that's a lie. The truth is, even the most successful people in the world feel fear. Even the greatest warriors have moments of doubt. Even the strongest minds battle emotions. The difference is they don't let those things win. They feel the fear and move forward anyway. They hear the doubt and refuse to listen. They experience frustration, failure, pain, but they don't let it break them. They keep going. Fear is an illusion. It's a story your mind creates to keep you safe. But safe won't get you where you want to go. Safe won't make you great. Safe won't change your life. You have to be willing to step beyond fear, to do the thing that scares you, to take the risk, to face the unknown, because everything you want is on the other side of that fear. And then there's doubt, that voice in your head that tells you you're not good enough, not smart enough, not capable enough. That voice that tries to convince you that failure is permanent, that success is for other people, that you should just give up. But let me tell you something. Doubt is a liar. It has no power unless you believe it. It has no control unless you let it in. Think about this. Every person who has ever done something great had to battle doubt. Every champion, every leader, every trailblazer faced moments where they questioned themselves. The only reason they succeeded is because they refused to let that doubt win. They took action despite it. They pushed forward even when it felt impossible. And that's what you have to do. You have to decide right now that you will not let emotions control you, that you will not let fear make your decisions, that you will not let doubt steal your dreams. Because emotions are temporary, but regret lasts forever. Fear fades the moment you take action, but the pain of never trying will stay with you for a lifetime. And doubt disappears the second you prove to yourself what you're capable of. So the question is, are you going to win this battle, or are you going to let it win you? Are you going to be like the masses, ruled by emotions, held back by fear, silenced by doubt? Or are you going to be the one who takes control, who commands their mind, who refuses to be a prisoner to their own thoughts? Because the moment you take control of your inner world, the outer world will have no choice but to follow. The moment you silence the negativity, the distractions, the hesitation, you'll create momentum that can't be stopped. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is the battle happening inside your mind. Win that war and you win everything. There is a difference between those who dream and those who achieve. There is a difference between those who wish for greatness and those who create it. The gap between those two types of people isn't intelligence. It isn't luck. It isn't even talent. It's action. Relentless, unstoppable, disciplined action. That is the only thing that separates the successful from the average. That is the difference between those who rise and those who remain stuck where they are. Most people wait. They wait for the right moment, the right feeling, the right opportunity. They tell themselves they'll start when they're ready, when life isn't so chaotic, when they feel more confident. But the truth is, the perfect moment will never come. There will never be a time when everything lines up just right. And that's why the ones who wait never make it, because success doesn't belong to those who wait. It belongs to those who act. Relentless action is not just about working hard when you feel inspired. It's about moving forward when you feel nothing. It's about showing up every single day, no matter what. When you're tired, when you're frustrated, when it feels like nothing is working, when you don't see results. It's about having the discipline to push through, to do what needs to be done, even when every part of you wants to quit. That is what creates legendary strength. That is what separates the ones who achieve greatness from the ones who only talk about it. Discipline is the key. Most people think they need motivation to take action, but motivation is weak. It comes and goes. It's easy to be excited when things are new, when the path is clear, when success feels close. But what happens when that feeling fades? What happens when the excitement wears off and all that's left is hard work, struggle, and uncertainty? That's where discipline comes in. Discipline is doing it anyway. Discipline is not needing motivation. Discipline is training yourself to take action no matter what. And the ones who master discipline, they become unstoppable. There's a story of a man who wanted to be the strongest warrior in his village. He trained hard, but he only trained when he felt good. He only pushed himself when he was in the mood. And every time things got tough, he backed off. He told himself he'd try again tomorrow, and that's why he never became the strongest. But in that same village, there was another man. He trained every day, whether he felt like it or not. He ran in the rain. He lifted heavy when he was exhausted. He fought when his body was screaming for rest. He never missed a single day, no matter how hard it got. And over time, he became the warrior everyone feared, not because he was the most gifted, not because he was born with talent, but because he had the discipline to do what others wouldn't. That's the secret most people ignore. You don't need to be the smartest. You don't need to be the most talented. You just need to be the one who takes the most action, the one who refuses to make excuses, the one who keeps going long after everyone else has stopped. The strongest minds in the world aren't built overnight. They aren't created in moments of comfort. They are forged through relentless action, through a commitment to pushing forward no matter what. Because every time you take action, you build momentum. And momentum is the greatest force you can create in your life. Think about it. When you start something new, it's hard. It feels slow. It feels like you're not making progress. But the more you do it, the easier it gets. The more consistent you are, the more unstoppable you become. The key is to stop thinking and start doing. Stop overanalyzing. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop talking about what you're going to do and just do it. People love to plan. They love to think about success, to talk about their goals, to map out the perfect strategy. But planning is worthless without action. The world doesn't reward potential. It doesn't reward ideas. It only rewards execution. Every great leader, every champion, every legend in history had one thing in common. They took more action than anyone else. They didn't just think about success. They went after it with everything they had. They were obsessed. They were relentless. And that is why they won. Most people won't do this. Most people will find an excuse. They will tell themselves they don't have time, that they're not ready, that they need to wait until things are perfect. And that's why most people stay exactly where they are. But you don't have to be like most people. You can decide right now to train your mind for relentless action, to make discipline your superpower, to refuse to wait, to refuse to hesitate, to refuse to be anything less than unstoppable. Because in the end, it all comes down to this. Are you going to be the one who takes massive action, or are you going to be the one who watches from the sidelines, wondering what could have been? The choice is yours. And the moment you choose to act, to move, to push forward no matter what, that is the moment you become truly unstoppable. You have everything you need inside you right now, the strength, the power, the fire. It's all there. But the question is, will you unleash it? Will you step up? Will you take control of your mind, your actions, your destiny? Because the truth is, no one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you success. No one is going to do the work for you. If you want greatness, you have to take it. If you want to change your life, you have to make it happen. You can't afford to wait. Time is running out. Every second you spend hesitating is a second you will never get back. Every day you waste is a day closer to regret. And regret is the heaviest burden a person can carry. Not failure, not struggle, not pain, but looking back and knowing you could have been more, you could have done more, you could have become something legendary, but you let fear stop you. You let doubt hold you back. You let excuses steal your potential. Not anymore. Not today. Today is the moment you draw the line. Today is the moment you say enough. Enough waiting, enough second guessing, enough settling for less than what you were born for. Because you weren't born to be average. You weren't born to just exist, to just get by, to live a life of mediocrity. You were born to be a force of nature. You were born to be relentless. You were born to leave your mark on this world. And that means taking action, massive, fearless, unstoppable action. That means waking up every day with a fire inside you, refusing to be outworked, refusing to give in, refusing to be anything less than great. That means training your mind like a warrior, conditioning yourself for discipline, for strength, for resilience. Because the battle is not just out there in the world, it's inside you. And the moment you master that battle, you become untouchable. Let me tell you something. Every champion was once a contender who refused to give up. Every legend started as a nobody with a dream. Every great leader, every billionaire, every world changer was once just like you, facing fear, facing doubt, facing struggle, but they didn't stop. They didn't wait for the perfect moment. They didn't listen to the voices telling them they weren't good enough. They made a decision and they took action. And now it's your turn. Don't just talk about what you're going to do it. Don't just dream about success, hunt it down. Because life isn't going to give you what you want. It's going to test you, it's going to push you, it's going to break you. And you have two choices. Let it crush you or use it to become stronger. As Muhammad Ali said, I hated every minute of training, but I said, don't quit. Suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion. That's the mindset. That's the attitude. You suffer now, you push now, you take action now, so that one day you can look back and know that you gave it everything you had, because when it's all said and done, the question won't be, did you dream big? It'll be, did you talk about success? The only question that will matter is, did you do something about it? Did you take the shot? Did you put in the work? Did you fight for your destiny? You have one life, one shot, one opportunity to create something incredible. Don't waste it. Don't hesitate. Don't be one of the many who wish they had started sooner. Be the one who took action. Be the one who pushed through the pain, who ignored the doubt, who refused to quit. Be the one who made their name unforgettable, because one day when they tell your story, let it be a story of someone who refused to settle, someone who defied the odds, someone who trained their mind, took relentless action, and built a life that most people only dream of. Let them say that you were not just another person who lived, you were a force to be reckoned with. You were unstoppable. You were legendary.